Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube Live. Happy Monday. God, it's a beautiful, rainy, kind of gloomy, messed up day. We're doing things a little different today. Number one, if you've never been here before, do me a favor and understand that this is a live stream. So if you found this looking for a video, this may not be what you were looking for, but what you can do, man, hang out. We got some great people. We got people that want to get into the trades, people that are in the trades and want to get better, people that are in the trades and possibly want to open their own company, and maybe people that are already have their own company. Now they want to learn how to use social media to make it grow. So we do a lot of cool things in here, but hang out, check it out. If you are looking for a video, go ahead and jump over and search, find the video that you're looking for. But man, go ahead and subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't done it yet, because this is where we do the cool stuff at. So if you're in here first time for the live, welcome. Glad to have you here. We are doing things just a little bit different. What we're doing is we actually have a form so that you can jump over in there and ask questions. We've had some people complaining, hey, look, I asked questions, you never got it, you never saw it, whatever it is. So what we're asking you to do is jump up to the top. You've got a spot there, click on the form, go over and fill it out. It doesn't ask very much. It won't take you very long to do it. But what I'll tell you is that way we have your questions. And if we can get to it, maybe we make a video about it and come back and answer it that way or do stuff like that. So anyway, I want to look down here real quick, jump into the live chat before I jump over into questions. And I see that we've got the Nightbot in here, man. What a great moderator. That helps out a lot. Amber Mendoza, happy cold Monday, everyone. Yes, it is. Michaela Battis is in here. Good. Michaela, it is good to see you in here on a regular basis. I love that. And speaking of, Michaela's a channel member. You love that. And Grayson, the editor. I'll tell you what, I get so many comments about the editing of my videos. And it's not me. It's not me. It's Grayson. But, I think I found out today, I think he's got about 20 YouTube channels where he goes in and just gives himself these great reviews. Anyway, kind of funny, but, it is what it is. So, Michaela, great having you in here. And Joseph Lalibert, I heard there was a mustache battle over the weekend and Roger lost. Man, I never lose battles like that. Come on, man. Okay, so we're going to try this form. I'm going to actually jump over here into the responses and see what we've got. Oh, that first one, man, that's a good one. Oh, that was me. That was a test. I knew it was from a good guy. Anyway, number two, let's see what we got here. We have Michaela. I guess that's your first and last name. No, I'm joking. Childress Michaela, thank you. Plumbing, what is your question? It says, what is your favorite part of being a plumber? And man, that's an easy one for me to answer because, number one, I love taking care of people. And I'll tell you what, I don't know if y'all saw the video that we put up today, but literally we went to a job. They've already had 2 plumbing companies out, told them 2 completely different stories. And the bad thing is, I know both plumbing companies, they're owned by this umbrella type corporate group. And I got to tell you, the plumbers had 2 different answers. They called them out to do a sewer test because they thought that, the lady thought, look, I've got a problem because my house is, the foundation's heave-hoeing, causing problems. Now we're going to go back and do a water test. I didn't have time the other day, but the cool thing about it is she didn't have a leak. But one of these estimates, or one of these plumbers that came out, gave her an estimate for $56,000 to fix nothing really. At least the second plumber who came out gave her a price, or really didn't even give her a price. He gave her a price to do her the inspection. He did it with a camera. But here's the thing. He said, hey, I really don't see why you would need to replace anything. So 2 different plumbers, 2 completely different questions. To me, are 2 completely different answers. And look through the video. Tell me what you think. Because, literally, we've got copies of their estimates, their findings right there. It doesn't look good. And I hate to say that. And the bad thing is, these are 2 pretty good plumbing companies around here that I guarantee you, each one of them does over 25, $30 million a year. And it blows my mind to get that kind of different answers and results. Next one real quick this is Jack Carlton. Thank you, Jack. How do you connect lead to PVC? Actually you don't. There's transition fittings. And if you mean like a lead riser, what we do is we go over and we turn up PVC, glue a riser, because they make a lead stubby with a PVC already attached to it. I have seen those come undone, but it's only after many, many years. Edward Grayson, man, he is all over tonight. Got Townsend Moore back in the house. How are you, man? Miguel Delgado says, thanks, dude. Thanks, Rude, or dude, whichever way. I'm a fan. Best part of being a plumber's Friday. You got to love that. So, Jack's plumbing videos. I love that, man. You're always on top of it. And if you like what we're doing, hit the like button. Let people know. But if you've got questions, again, we're doing something a little bit different this week. Look up into the top of the chat. Go into the forums, leave a question, and we will get to it. And I like this. This is actually pretty cool because I can literally just click right through them. Now, we can't bring them up on the screen, but Will is actually making sure that we got things taken care of. I can get in there and see what's going on. So that part's pretty cool. Savannah Sandoval, how are you doing? Not in the trades, still in school. If a sewer line breaks, who is responsible for fixing it? And also, if the sewer line breaks, how long can you wait before fixing it? And if the sewer line breaks, what type of pipes and tools should you use for it? Savannah, these are all really good questions. And let's start at the beginning. You're probably responsible. Normally, the city is responsible for the tap. Normally, the homeowner is responsible from there all the way to the house and even up under it. If it breaks, you can let it go for a while. If it's out in the yard, it's really not going to cause as many problems. You still need to fix it because eventually roots are going to go in there and then you're going to get a stoppage that's liable to end up costing you a whole lot more money. But the whole sewer line may need to be replaced too. That's a possibility. So, from the house all the way out to the city tap. And what type of tools, man, you're going to have to dig down. You're going to have to get saws to cut out the pipe. It really depends on what kind of pipe it is as to what kind of tools you're going to need. So there's a lot of different things that, man, can just lead one way or the other. But and look, here in Texas, a homeowner can do all those repairs themselves. They still need to get it permitted, still need to get it inspected, but, man, it's something I teach people how to do all the time. So the tools, man, you're going to need a lot of tools, but it's really going to depend on what kind of pipe as to what tools you're actually going to need. So, hopefully that helps you. It's a lot of work, but it can also save you a lot of money if you can do that one yourself. Do one more here and then jump back over into the chat. We've got Miroslav Jekovic. Hope I pronounced that right, and he's in plumbing. Hello, I'm from Slovakia. Are you interested to our plumbing techniques and materials? Can I send you some samples and you can make a video comparison Europe versus the US? Absolutely. We're working on a couple of different things. Right now, you can send stuff to video@rogerwakefield.com. But what we're actually working on, we're looking at doing a subreddit where everybody can actually go in and post pictures there, and we can kind of look at them, pull them off there, and do some different things. But it's funny because that's something we were actually talking about today. And yeah, I'm absolutely interested in everybody's plumbing techniques because we all do things different and we can all learn better from different people. So that is fantastic. Sean Strong's in the house. You got to love it. Brother Sean, how we doing? Just recorded a video. I love it. See, and Sean, man, we've pretty much we could probably do a whole video series on Sean Strong. Between everything he does, Boom the Plumber, boom, right there. Instagram, got to hit him up. So let's jump back over here. Man, the questions, the form gets questions in it quick, guys. If y'all got questions, remember up at the top, look here. We've got Neil, the Urban Explorer in the house. I see you down there, brother. You can't sneak in. I like the form, though. Fills up pretty cool. Got a CJS in here, still in school. Why did you want to become a plumber? You know, it's really funny because I was actually a restaurant manager when the opportunity kind of just found me. One of my best friends was working with me at this restaurant, and he looked at me one night and he said, "So I got a question. What happens if you get fired or you quit? Who's going to hire a 16-year-old restaurant manager?" And man, I was thinking, man, I got it made. I'm 16. I'm managing a restaurant. Sure enough, it was probably a week or a month later, I either quit or got fired, and probably got fired. But the thing is, I called one of his older brothers because when we were talking, he said he's got 3 older brothers and a dad, and they all love plumbing. So what we decided, or what I decided, is, look, I'm going to try it. Well, I called one of his brothers, went to work with him, and found out, man, I really did. I enjoyed it. So that's what got me into it. I've got out of it a few times. I had quit school, and I actually went back. I was ahead when I quit, so I was able to graduate with my class. But I got to tell you, it's pretty cool. I love it. I enjoy it. I don't know why I did it, but from listening to my friend, it seemed like a great opportunity. And I just decided, look, this is something I can do. I can make money at. Turned out to be pretty good for me. So anyway, back into the forum. Next question is from Charles Edward Lancaster. How are you, Charles? Good to have you in here. Thank you. Not a plumber. Says, are smart switches for lights and other appliances common in America yet? Just curious how well it's trending. I'm referring to the kind you can control with an app on your phone. Yeah, they are. They're becoming more popular. I've got an app on my phone. Watch this. It made cold water appear in my cup. Okay, it doesn't work that good. No, the smart switches we've got, the TVs, appliances. Sometimes our appliances are smarter than we are. I actually have a dryer at home now that I have an app for, and it's smarter than me because I couldn't hook it up. But it's something I got to work on, so I will. But yeah, they're becoming more popular. And I think as smart homes do, the smart appliances, the smart lights, just all kinds of things. I mean, literally, I can communicate. I think I've got my app set up where I can talk to 2 TVs that I have, all kinds of different things. So yeah, it's becoming more and more popular. It's really cool. And as it grows, it's just going to get better. So next question is from Samuel. Samuel says, I have a broken shower tub in wall, have a broken shower tube in wall filtration and cup fungi coming out the other side and under the shower. What should I do? You're going to have to open up the wall. You need to open up the wall and figure out what's leaking inside and what's causing all that to happen. And really that's the only thing I can tell you is you've got to get in there to the leak. There's no other way to fix it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. William McNeil's in here. Good to see you. You know, Samuel, here's the thing is you need to fix it soon too, because mold, mildew, and bacteria in the house is going to lead to people's health issues. So it's just things you need to look at and worry about. Darren is not in the trade. Says, recently repaired my Nan's leaking pipes under her sink. Then at the same time made an indoor swimming pool and a big cleaning job. Have you had something happen you didn't actually expect to happen? Yeah, but never quite as big as a swimming pool, I don't guess. Yeah, that's kind of a fun. Number one, it's good that you're over there fixing your Nan's pipes under her sink. That's a good thing. Don't know how you built an indoor swimming pool, though. That's kind of interesting. So anyway, lots of different things you can do. Never had anything like that quite break out, but anything can happen. Townsend Moore, how are you? Says, sneaky way of curating an email list. You know, it's not sneaky. It is a great way to get in there. And what it does is it makes it a lot easier, because this way the people that are asking questions, and don't get me wrong, I'm jumping back and forth. I see TTV Nasty says, hello, I'm from Belgium. Love your videos. Man, thank you so much. And here's the cool thing. Look here. What we got? We've got Nate OK from the UK. Also, we have Neil in here from the UK. So we get a lot of cool people, and of course, Sean Madden's in the chat. I mean, God, you know how big plumbing is. I hear you over laughing. Next one is from Danny White. See, Danny White. Now we got former Cowboy football players in here, quarterback. Hey, the Cowboys need you right now. What's the life expectancy of PVC? Anything I should watch out for with it? The funny thing is, PVC, if installed right, man, it's going to last hundreds of years. The reason being is it's plastic. There's nothing under the ground that's going to deteriorate it, tear it up, or anything at all like that. The funny thing about it is, I remember back when it first came around, I was plumbing in Garland, and I remember the inspector coming out one day and he said, "We will never put PVC in underground. We don't know how long it'll last. We don't know this. We don't know that." I've actually been over to the job that we were talking about it on and changed the cast iron underground. But he literally thought Garland would never get to it. Jump into chat real quick. Says Mark Delaney. Says, "Thank you for your tips. Learned a great deal. I'm retired. Just learned how to add more water to my toilet bowl. All my best." Hey, whatever it takes to make it work. Mr. Game & Watch says, "Love your content." Thank you. Seabart 1987, another wonderful member in the house. Good to have you back. Michaela Bat says, "Other than being super awesome, how do you become an expert plumber?" Michaela, it's really funny. In 2016, I won a contest. There's a little bitty company over here in the United States called American Standard, and they were having a contest. And it was a plumber know-how contest. They wanted you to make a video. They wanted you to talk about plumbing, talk about water conservation, talk about American Standard, talk about some different things. And we made a video and submitted it, and we won. It was actually really, really neat. I worked with them for about a year. I did lives for them. I did Facebook. I made videos on their YouTube. You can actually still to this day go to their YouTube channel and look for Roger Wakefield. But what they ended up calling it was the American Standard's Next Expert Plumber. So we took that expert plumber and thought, you know what, we can build a brand on that. We did. It was great. And we've had fun with it. So that's how you become the expert plumber. Win a contest where they're calling you an expert plumber. It works great. Neil says, oh, boy, that jumped real far. Neil says, "Have you got the tape off the advert yet?" Off the advertisement. I need to know if it's any good. Wouldn't be perfect for vans, mainly roof vans where they leak. Off the advert.
You talking about the flex tape?
Oh, no, I have not. No, let me tell you this. Yes, I've got it. I hadn't started playing with it yet. But man, let me tell you, we got some stuff. Matter of fact, I know there's a case of it over there. I got the spray, the paint, the tape. Man, I got all kinds of toys. Neil, we're going to have fun with that. I'm telling you, that is going to be a good one. Lamar King says, with a name like Roger Wakefield, you could be an infomercial product presenter. The Billy Mays of the plumbing world. You know what? We talked about Billy Mays just the other day. You know what? Billy Mays had a great gig. The problem is he knew nothing about plumbing, which the same guy for the flex tape. He jumps in and says, "I'm going to tell you how to fix this plumbing." And it's like, wait, dude, you ain't even a plumber. Come on, get a grip. Anyway, it was kind of funny. So next, questions back in the forum. Guys, if y'all got any questions, up at the top, jump into the forum. Go over, fill the forms out. It's real short, sweet, quick, painless. Put your questions in. That way we know that we'll get to them. They don't get overlooked. I know some of y'all are still going to drop them in the chat here, and we are trying to jump back and forth. The college Go Builder. Man, I'm close. Where's your company? We are in Richardson, Texas, just northeast of Dallas. And Arthur Giss is running jobs right now in Los Angeles, Hollywood area. What's up? Man, I wish I knew what street my manager's office was on. I've got a manager there in Hollywood that actually doing a great job for me. I love it. So the question is, looking to become an apprentice plumber, when you're a union apprentice, is it a guaranteed job for 5 years? Then what happens? What is the difference with a private company apprenticeship? And this is actually a great question. So Joshua, here's what I'm going to tell you. When you become an apprentice, it's not a guaranteed job for 5 years. You're applying for a position in their apprentice training program. The cool thing about it is while you're in that program, as long as the union companies have work going on, they can hire you and put you to work. So you're going to get on-the-job training plus the classroom training. Now, here's how you can make that a guaranteed job. Be the best apprentice they've ever had. And I know that sounds funny, but look, I talk to plumbers about this all the time. Literally, if you want to be good, you want to have a great job, and you want to keep it a long time, be the best person. And think about it this way. When it comes down to a superintendent needing to let people go because work's slowing down, the job's reaching the end, whatever it is, they're going to get rid of the worst people first. Why? Because if I've got 5 apprentices and I've got to cut down to 2, I want to keep the best 2. So if you get into the union or any job, whether it's open shop, whether it's through PHCC, it doesn't matter who it's through. If you want to keep a job longer than anybody else on it, become the best person that they have. And this doesn't just go as an apprentice. This goes for a plumber too, for a journeyman. And I say plumber, any trade that you're in. If you want to keep your job the longest, become the best, because you're going to bring more value to the people you work for, whether it's the foreman, superintendent, or whoever, and they're going to keep you around the longest. And I'm telling you, it always works that way. So, Neil, when that comes out, brother, I will definitely let you know. So Bob's got a question. Hello, Bob. Okay, I like this. What's your email? Billy. What's your name? Bob. Okay, Billy Bob. I like that. Billy Bob's in school. What is your least favorite part of plumbing? You know, since I really do care about people, and I know that's funny, but the job that we went on the other day, my least favorite part about stuff like this is having to look at a customer and tell them, you really do have a $50, $60, $80, $100,000 plumbing problem. Somebody needs to crawl under your house and replace all your pipes. And we've tested it. We've proven it. We've tested it multiple times because we don't want to just test one time and say, yeah, it's got to be done. We literally go in, we check everywhere. There's a lot of different things that we do. But what I will tell you is that part hurts. And when you've got a really good plumber that works for you, it hurts them too. And what I mean by that is I've actually had some of my plumbers call me and they're like, man, look, I got a customer here and there's nothing I can do. All their pipes are going to have to be replaced and they don't have the money. And it's like, man, look, I understand. I get it. Did we cause this problem? And of course my plumber's like, well, no. It's like, okay. Is anybody else going to do a better job replacing these pipes? They're like, no. It's like, okay, then that's what we have to sell. We need to be able to sell them the fact that we're not going to do anything wrong. I want to say hello and welcome to Mark Silas, a new member. Welcome to the Tuber Turds. How are you? And I like the way we'll fix that. And if you like that little turd next to your name, you know, that is a badge of honor, man. Congratulations to you. Designed by Will. And I'll tell you what, he did a fantastic job there. So, Mark, thank you very much. Good to have you here. So I'm going to jump back into the forum real quick. Matthew Allwood, how are you? Is in plumbing. What are the differences between the way you do plumbing where you are and over here in the UK? You know what, Mark, that's a great, or Matthew, I'm sorry. That's a great question because I've never plumbed in the UK. Now, I've worked with plumbers over here from Australia and the United Kingdom, but I've never been over there plumbing, so I can't answer that for you. That's why when the gentleman earlier put in the comments saying, hey, would you like me to send some pictures or videos? Absolutely. And it's really cool because we're working on a subreddit that we can post pictures and videos and stuff like that in. But for right now, if y'all will send it to Roger or video@rogerwakefield.com, man, send it over and love to see what the differences are, what we can do. And see, Julie's in here bringing cookies in. What? Man, we look here. Okay, we have got, here we're going to come right here, and Will's going to focus on it. I'm going to take the glare off of it. Man, if you want a tuber turd cookie, you got to be here at certain times of the year when we do these. But I'll tell you what, listen here, look, it's poop brown all the way through, baby. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And I'll tell you what, I wish I had her Facebook page in here, but Patricia, I'll start to say Fonstock, that's not, Patricia Harris on Facebook, I think she's got a thing, Baking and Wiley or whatever it is. I could probably find it, but I'll tell you what, she did the 100,000 subscriber cake for us and stuff. It was amazing. So anyway, the differences in the way we do plumbing, man, I can't tell you. I've never been a plumber over there. I would love to come over and check it out and see what all y'all do and maybe get to shoot some video. So hopefully one day that'll happen. But anytime you want to send me pictures to video@rogerwakefield.com, picture, video, anything at all, man, I would love to see it. Got Brandon Hurd in here, also in plumbing. How do you test to find where bad mixing valve is in a house? Well, normally you're only going to have a bad mixing valve at a shower or tub, something like that, somewhere where there's a cartridge. Now, don't get me wrong, it could be in a cartridge that maybe the water's on all the time and you have a sprayer. What I would do is I would use my leak detection equipment and go listen to each one of them, because if it's leaking through, you're going to be able to hear it in there, and that would make a big difference. But yeah, you'll have problems with that, so that's something I would definitely want to figure out. Next question. Rian is not in plumbing. Why do some plumbers scam you? Man, I wish I knew the answer to that, because to be honest, those plumbers would not have jobs. Here's the thing and here's the bad thing. The video that I made today, and like I said, guys, if you hadn't seen it, they literally tried to scam her out of, I think it was $53,000, $300 or $400. And I mean, literally, and I know that because I got a picture of the estimate that says literally she's going to pull $26,000 or $28,000 in cash out, pay us that to get started, and then she's approved for a $25,000 loan to cover the rest of it. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? And it blows my mind that somebody would do that. And it does. It's like, are you serious? It's crazy. I don't know why people would scam people like that. I mean, my deal is, look, I got to get up every morning, look myself in the mirror. And if I was ripping off the nicest old lady, and I don't mean old lady in a bad way, but this is an elderly lady, lives by herself, has so much fun sitting and talking to her about her plumbing. And man, people are just trying to rip her off for $50-something thousand. That literally blows my mind. So Rihanna, I don't know why some plumbers are like that, but, and I want to say, look, it's not just plumbers. There's a lot of people out there like that. And it's bad, but man, that's what the world is. You've got to keep your eyes open and pay attention to what's going on around you. Luckily, man, she was smart enough. She had seen a YouTube video that we did. Thank God. Called up here, talked to Amber, and says, look, I hate to do this, but I've already paid 2 plumbers to come do something, and I got 2 different answers, and I just really don't want to have to pay anybody again. I just want to know what's right. So she sent the estimates. She sent the invoices as to what they did and said, can you look at this and tell me what I need to do? And I said, yeah, to be honest, you need to have it tested again. And she says, well, that's not really what I want to do. I've already done that twice. I said, no, I get it. I don't know why some people are like that, but I feel for them. How often are you working on sites nowadays? Well, I worked today. I was on site. I went up to a restaurant in McKinney and ate lunch and picked up a plumbing van while I was up there. So I kind of worked a little bit. I don't get out on sites very often. And this is Jeffrey Kobus. Jeffrey, I probably get out on job sites 2 or 3 days a week. It's not as often as I used to, but it's not as often as I'd like to be sometimes. Then again, sometimes it's more often than I'd like to be. It depends on what all's going on. We've got a lot that we're really trying to hammer out here for social media. So that keeps us busy. The good thing is, luckily for me, I've got 4 really good plumbers, and we are getting things taken care of. And man, I love it because I've got plumbers that I can trust. They go out in the field, they do what's right. And I got to tell you, man, it makes all the difference in the world. So the cool thing about it is Jeffrey, not as often as I used to, but I'm still out there enough that I get to get out and have fun. Isabel says, I love your vids, Roger. Isabel, thank you so much. Wait, why can't I use all caps? Man, it's like screaming, and the bots are just like, no, we're not going to do that. It's just Mr. Games and Watch. It's just not a good thing to do in chats like this. And Neil, the Urban Explorer, is in here. He will put you in timeout. He will do all kinds of cool things, man. That's my enforcer right there. He's good. Cassie Bush is not in plumbing. She says, how has plumbing changed for you and your company since the pandemic? Cassie, this is a really good question. This is one we're going to make a video about. It's really changed a lot. And if you think about it, we have always worn floor savers into people's houses to take care of their floors. But now it's even more than that. It's to make sure that we don't track something into their house, or maybe if somebody's been in there with something, we don't track it back out and maybe into someone else's house. But we've got masks. I don't have mine with me. We've got masks. We've got some really cool masks. We've got latex gloves that, I tell the guys to wear anytime you're working on stuff and you feel the need for it. I actually tell them to wear them all the time, but I know they don't. I literally just bought face shields the other day because of a couple of reasons. Number one, the World Health Organization said that they've proven over in Hong Kong that the HIV virus was passed through the sewer system in a high-rise building. And then we talked about this last week or the week before, that the city of Houston is checking the sewer water to determine the hot spots for coronavirus in the city of Houston, because they can detect it in the sewer water. So if they can detect it, does that mean the sewer water is contagious or carrying the coronavirus and giving it to plumbers? So we've bought masks, and we've got the respirator type mask. We've got the plastic shield mask, and they've got hats. We've got floor savers. We've got gloves. They've got Tyvek suits. Anything that we're doing that my guys feel they need the protection, we've got it, and we want to make sure that they always have it. So, Cassie, that's a great question because it has changed quite a bit. One of the other big deals is every time that we get a call, we tell them about what we're doing, but we also ask them, has anybody in your house, been in contact with the coronavirus? We want to know, just so my guys know to be that much more careful. So kind of tough, but it's the world we live in right now. One more question in the forum, and I'll jump over in the chat for a minute. Dren Daltage, how are you doing? Says, how does one get an apprenticeship? What is the best way to get an apprenticeship right after school? It really depends on what school you're talking about. Are you talking about college or high school? But the reason I say that is, I've got a lot of videos on how to get started in the trades. Not just plumbing, but all the trades. And I know that all my videos, guys, I talk about plumbing. But the cool thing about it is what I'm talking about plumbing, and I literally got this email earlier. When I'm talking about plumbing, you can literally change out the words plumbing, electrical, HVAC, roofing, landscaping, painting. It doesn't matter. If you want to work in the trades, and the trades need people worldwide. I've got friends in Canada that literally are out recruiting all the time, trying to help the trades grow because we need more people. And here in the United States, I truthfully think 5 years from now, plumbers are going to be making $100 an hour on their check because we got more people getting out of the trades and less people getting in. And guys, supply and demand is going to get people paid. So what I would tell you is jump over in my videos, watch. I mean, it's more information than I can go into right here, but there's a lot of different things you can do. I'll tell you how to get ready for a job interview, how to look for a job, so many different things. And that is a great place to learn it. So, Dren, thank you. That's really a good question. Nathan Castelluccio, how are you? He's in plumbing. If you were starting out again, what would you do differently? I'd probably be a brain surgeon. It's not quite as stressful as being a plumber, owning your own plumbing company. Maybe not. Nathan, here's what I'd tell you. What I've learned lately is what I wish I'd learned in the beginning. Start working now to be the very best. Look, when I was an apprentice, when I was a helper, I didn't care about being the very best. I had a job, and that's what it was. Once I got into the union, started getting more of an education, learning about endorsements and more licenses and becoming a lead AP, becoming green certified, so many different things. But the cool thing about it is once I learned all that, I started working harder to become the best plumber that I could be. And I wish that I'd have known that in the beginning. There's so much out there to learn. And look, I'm a 57-year-old plumber, and I'm still learning every single day. And what I will tell you is start while you're young. Try to learn everything you can, but also try to be the very best on everything you do. And it will pay off for you. It may take it a little while, but I promise you it'll pay off. And it's funny, I'm reading a book right now, The Dip by Seth Godin. And Seth Godin does a deal about why people work hard to be the best. And, vanilla ice cream is the number one ranked ice cream. Then I think it's chocolate and then strawberry, and, it goes down. But he says that the number one ice cream sells like 3 or 4 times as much as the number two. And the number two sells 2 or 3 or 4 times as much as number 3. And it exponentially increases the higher you get. So maybe 1 to 2 or 10 to 9 is, this may sell 50% more than 100% more. And eventually, think about it. You're selling 4 or 5 times more. What if you're a plumber and you're making 2 or 3 times more than everybody else? What if you're making 3 or 4 times more? And I'm going to tell you, I know plumbers. I've always thought that I made really, really good money as a superintendent, as a quality control person, as a foreman, as director of operations. I've had some good jobs and I've made some really good money. And since I've started my own company, I've met plumbers that make $250,000, $300,000 a year as a plumber, not as an owner, as a plumber. And if they're making money like that, imagine what kind of money the companies they're working for are making. So become the best plumber you can be, because Nathan, that's going to help you for the rest of your life. Man, somebody just jumped in. I looked. Oh, here we go. Dang, Ross is non-union here, 3rd generation. Good for you. Look, I was non-union for the first 17 years of my career. Man, ain't nothing wrong with that. Being non-union is better for you if you ever want to own your own company. So, man, if you don't care about owning your own company, being union is great because you're going to get training, you're going to get an education, you're going to get benefits, you're going to get a pension, all kinds of cool things. So those of y'all that don't know, I have created, those of y'all that, how many of y'all, let's do this, and Will loves it when I do this because we fill up the chat real quick. How many of y'all are already in plumbing? If you are, put yes and put what city you're a plumber in. And how many people we got in chat right now, Will?
Looks like 212.
Cool deal. So I want to see 212 answers up there. Are you in plumbing? Yes or no? And if so, what city are you in? And let's see, because, and I love it when we get non-union people in, because people are always like, oh, well, He doesn't know anything. It's like, look, I started out non-union. I got into the union, and man, luckily for me, I was trained by some good people. So I was able to, so we got a lot of no's, a lot of yeses, a lot of both. That's good. Colorado, Raleigh, North Carolina, Germany. Man, I got Germany in the house again. Upstate New York. I like that. Not New York. Upstate New York. That's like us. We just say Dallas. Delaware, Greece. We got Greece in the house again. Check it out. DFW, Vlad, good to have you here. The UK, Ottawa, Norway. Man, we got some people from all around the world in here, Will. Amsterdam, Winnipeg, Piscataway. Hey, I was up to Piscataway to the American Standard plant a couple of years back. It's actually pretty cool up there. No trying for Piscataway. Trying. Okay, cool. So a lot of good, man, Melbourne, Australia, you got to love that. And also, I don't know if y'all noticed, some of y'all may, and some of y'all that may be why you're here. I actually put a link in Facebook and told them about the video that we put up today, and actually mentioned that we were going to be talking about it in here. You know, and man, I think it's sad that some people do the things that they do, but it happens. Next question back in the forum is Kobe Lawver, not is still in school. Says, dear Roger, have you ever gotten turd on your face? Well, isn't that what they call shoot-faced? You know what, man? I'm not gonna tell you no. No, when you're in plumbing, especially when you're in service plumbing, it can happen. You can cut a piece of pipe, it can splash, you can get it on you. I had one of my plumbers came tell me the other day, he literally, he's crawling under a house, and he cut a line and laid it down on his shoulder. And about that time, he felt the water out of the other end just running down the back of his neck. Man, it happens. It really happens. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not something we try to do every day, and it's something you definitely try to avoid. And that's why I tell people, look, service plumbing may not be for everybody. You may actually get some on you every now and then. The thing is, you try really hard not to. So, Kobe, man, it's not always good. It is not always good. Napa Bobby, can you sing Rick Roll for me? Probably not. Number one, you don't want me singing at all. I give you my word. That's funny because people ask me today, will you dance for me? And I'm like, no. Have you ever seen me dance? Anything's possible though. Whack leader. I'm from South Africa. Just found your technique very fascinating and some wise advice that helps me in my own workplace, just like my grandpa used to share. I'm probably older than your grandfather. I'm an old guy. I get it. There you go. Michaela says, if it's not human waste for paper, don't flush it. I love that. Now, you know, and I got to tell you, I'm going to throw this in here just because I saw that. I use the Cottonelle flushable wipes and talk about them all the time because, and Michaela, I want you to know this, we actually tested them. We actually brought them in here, put them in a cup of water, along with a baby wipe and another cup, and literally you could pull them out the next day, and it felt like wet toilet paper. It's like that stuff just fell apart. And even when you pulled it, I mean, it came right apart. And I'd watched a video that the Cottonelle flushable wipes did where they had a waste treatment center test it. And, man, I did. I thought, you know what, I'm going to test this and see if it really works. I mean, think about it. When you're married and your wife is like, hey, get me baby wipes, and you're a plumber, you want to find a baby wipe that works. So, anyway, Michaela, it's a paper, and I can prove it. I've done my research. Back in the forum, maybe. Jared Payne says, and Jared's in plumbing, I like that. I have a floor drain under my washing machine. Will pouring a small amount of mineral oil down the drain prevent the P-trap from getting dry? No, it's, you know, I've heard people talk about, I've heard plumbers talk about that before, about, you know, coating it with oil, that way it can't evaporate. I've never heard of anybody testing it and proving it that it would or would not work. Well, we could write that down. That could be a good video. Put water in a P-trap, put a oil surface on it, and see if it'll evaporate. So I can tell you, Jared, I've never tried it, but I'm not going to say I won't do it just to check and see. William McNeil, how are you? Says, my dad has a sewage smell from his shower. What is the cause of this? We are located in Nevada in apartments. William, tell him to quit pooping in the shower. Okay, that's probably not what it is. I'm joking. Here's what I tell you is, number one, shine a light down in the drain and William, see if you can see any water down there. The reason being, there should be a P-trap and you should be able to see water in it. Now, if it's offset or something, you may not, but does he use that shower or does he have like a shower in a bathtub? So different ideas. I just see we got a super chat here from Mr. Ruan Marino. Talk about, man, learning. That is so cool. Roger, you're the man. I learned so much from you, even from this live. You have the gift of educating and teaching at the same time. Keep going. Ruan, thank you, my brother. That is my marketing guy, y'all. And I tell you what, I've got to tell you, I'm very impressed with the way things have gone because we've had so many marketing companies completely rip us off, which thank God they did, because that's why I went to learn social media. So it's really pretty cool. But the neat thing about it is he's helped me a lot, and I love seeing what we're getting out of it, and you can definitely tell. So Ruan, thank you, brother. I appreciate you being in here. Back to you, William. Here's what I tell you is, number one, is it a shower he uses? Because he may have a shower and a bathtub, and if he doesn't use it, your trap's going to dry out and you are going to get sewer gas smell through it. If so, just pour water in there, once a week and you'll be fine. Or just reach in and turn it on for once a week. Turn it on for about a minute once a week and you'll be fine. So a lot of different things that you can do, and it'll really help you out. If it's other than that, tell me this: do you get like any? And I'm going to call them fruit flies, but they're really sewer flies. That they almost look like gnats, a little bit bigger. If you get any of those, man, then you got a break down there. That would be the apartment's problem. I like this. Arthur Giss says, no baby wipes or paper towels. Paper towels, no, but I'll tell you what, literally, and look, if you're a plumber, I want you to do the test that I did. Go buy the Cottonelle flushable wipes, buy some baby wipes, put them in two different, I don't care if you use Red Solo cups, pie pans, or whatever. Put them in there, put like a cup of tap water, put however much you want, I don't care, but put the same amount in each one. Go back and check them the next day. The Cottonelle flushable wipes fall apart. It's amazing. And I'm telling you, it's the only ones I recommend. So, William, good luck there, brother. Man, try this and jump back in here next week, William, and let me know if that helped. Leon N is still in school. Says, hey, Roger, love the channel. New home has flow-tight fittings everywhere and have read they have high failure rates. Do you recommend to replace? If it's flow-tight fittings, I'm assuming it's out in your yard on your service coming up to your house and out at the meter. Here's the thing. If they're not broken yet, no. The reason being, if I were to replace those, because you've probably got PB, polybutylene, piping in between them, that's when we use the flow rights, I would actually dig it up and replace it with Uponor or something like that. So I would not just replace it for the fun of it unless you got the money and you think, hey, this is going to happen. I want to get it before then. I have no problem with preventive maintenance. None at all. Editor Grayson says, Tuber Surge, if you have a crazy plumbing pick or vid, send them to video@rogerwakefield.com. Absolutely. Well, did you really let Grayson in here?
I had to. He made me.
Boy, that's tough. That's tough. All right. I kind of like this form. This is actually pretty neat. Melissa Collins is in plumbing. Says, I'm a female apprentice. What's the most important tool for plumbing in your opinion? Oh man, Melissa, that's a good one. Here's why. And here's why I'm thinking about it. Are you in commercial or residential? Are you in new construction or service? Are you union or non-union? And the reason I'm asking is, and I just did a video the other day about tools every plumber needs. And I pulled out, I have a 30-foot Milwaukee tape measure. I've got a pair of the DeWalt adjustable pliers. Uh, and I had my levels that, and I'll tell you what, I love those levels. I thought I had them in here. I don't. Uh, and it's just there's so many things that every plumber needs. And my big mouth adjustable pipe wrench. I mean adjustable plier, adjustable wrench. Like I had that and my adjustable plier, so I had to make sure of what it is. Uh, here's the thing. It depends on what kind of plumber you are, what kind of work you're doing, and what kind of jobs you're going on. It, it's funny because every plumber, every tool that I said, there's a plumber out there saying, "Well, you don't need that. Well, you don't need that. Well, you don't need that." And Melissa, you may not need any of those. But to be honest, in 40 years of plumbing, those are things that I actually think every single plumber should have more than one of in his tool bag at all times, or her tool bag at all times. No disrespect. Uh, and look, I love to see a female plumber. So what I will tell you is the same information that I tell the guys here, be the best you can do too. And man, I get female plumbers in here all the time. Ask Michelle. It's a great thing. So I have a super chat. Thank you very much from Bing Buzzin. Hope I got that right. Says, is it bad to flush cigarette butts down the toilet? To be honest, yes. And here's why. They're cotton and they're going to swell. Maybe not much, but that cotton is real fibrous and it is going to, if you've got cast iron pipe, it's going to fill up on the inside. And this is really funny because I got a great email the other day and the kid says, look, I wish I had pictures. Says, but his father or grandfather, somebody was a plumber, and they told him a story one time about a lady that had gone to her house to work on it. Her roommate that used to live with her literally thought she would be smart. She hated carrying trash out. So what she did, she flushed everything down the toilet. Empty toothpaste tubes, paper towel or toilet tissue tubes. She'd wad them up, flush them down there. And by the time they got to it, I mean, her sewer was half stopped up. But she had moved out, so her roommate had problems. So not a very good thing. There we go. Michaela too. But welcome, Lady Plumber. It's fun. It is. Sorry. The neat thing about it is, look, I know 3 plumbers in Texas that are female that hold some of the top spots. Number 1, Lisa Hill, the director of the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, the executive director. She's over every plumber in Texas. Number 2, Diane Villarreal. Diane used to be the chief plumbing inspector in the city of Dallas. And Mary Conger. Conger Construction also teaches continuing education at Conger Construction, also teaches plumbing through the colleges, also an engineer. So, I mean, guys, look, women can own this trade because they're smarter than us. They think about it more. They're more intellectual. I'm telling you, I would take female plumbers over male plumbers almost any day of the week because they focus on every little detail. And I love that. Weeb, my mustache style name it's an upside down horseshoe. Means all my luck just fell out. Got another super chat from I Am the Beer Rabbi. You gotta love that. Hey, I'm an electrician and I still love all the insight. How does the trade vary from state to state? P.S. Do you have a rivalry with our electricians? Yeah, electricians are like brothers. When we're talking to each other, man, we talk trash to each other all day long. But you walk out across the street and some business suit walks by and talks bad about either one of you, he's going to have to deal with both of you. And man, it's a good way to put it. So Ian the Rabbi, I love that. What we do on the job, we give each other a hard time all day long. But to be honest, man, look, we're all in the trades. We all understand and should respect each other's work and the skills that we have. So lots of different ways of looking at it. But what I'll tell you is I love it. I have so many electricians send me emails that say, hey, look, I know you're a plumber and you say plumbing in your videos, but everything you teach has helped me grow. It's helped me in my career, or it's helped me get into the trades. So I do. I love it. I think it's great. And man, I really do appreciate you being in here. So thank you. Come back by. Man, there's always comments and questions and stuff like that. And some people in here may be plumbers that they got in the wrong part. They, and I've got a free mini course, and I tell people all the time, look, I don't care if you're an electrician, a plumber, it doesn't matter to me. If you go through the mini course, it's going to help you no matter what trade you're in. And what I mean is, I ask people, do you want to be residential or do you want to be commercial? Do you want to do new construction or do you want to do service? Do you want to be union or do you want to be non-union? And it's funny because I did a real big party in here for the $100,000 or $100,000, the 100,000 subscriber when we got our silver play button. And it was really neat because out of all the plumbers that I had in here, when I asked them, when you first got into plumbing, did you know what kind of plumber you wanted to be? They all said, look, I didn't even know there were different types of plumbers. So it was all new to all of us, but we learned a lot. We had fun. And man, we've all made good careers about it. Well, the reason I bring that up is a lot of times I'll tell people, look, if you like the trades, but you really don't like plumbing, man, there's electrical, there's HVAC, there's roofing, there's all kinds of other opportunities. Sean Placinic, how are you doing? Not sure what trade you're in, man. I love that. I'm in pest control. Oh, there you go. Black sheep of the trades. You know what? Man, don't ever think that. Man, when you need somebody good in pest control, you need somebody real good. So hats off to you, man. When dealing with drain flies, we recommend a plumber. What information could I get to further help my customers? And what do you do with drain flies and other insects? And it's not what we do, it's what we repair. Drain flies or sewer flies are actually caused by a break under the slab. And that's one, and Will, we need to write that down because that would really be a good video. I'm already thinking Grayson will kill me on that. I mean, he'll have me flying around through a sewer pipe or something. I'm just saying. Man, never hire an editor that's smarter than you. There's nothing you can do about it. The funny thing is though, and look, we tell people, like, you can try calling a pest control person. The problem is, if there's a break under there, you've got sewer flies all through it. And it's probably hard for a pest control person to get the right chemicals in the right place. Here's the thing, the break's got to be fixed. Even if you do get chemicals in there, they're coming back. It's that they get to living in all the mold, mildew, bacteria, feces, everything down there. They live in it and come in through the pipes. And is that fecal matter? Is that what you're laughing at?
No, I'm just laughing at people in the chat.
Oh, uh-oh.
You better tell Neo and Grayson to stop picking on me.
Yeah, y'all go for it. So sorry about that. Did that slip out? The thing is, though, yeah, Neil, be nice to Will. I still need him in here for another hour and a half, so please. Anyway, Sean, look, man, I wish I could tell you that there was just a great cure. There's not. It's got to be fixed. And unfortunately, it means normally tunneling up under a house, jackhammering a floor, doing things like that. But, man, it's just a lot of fun. Mr. Robert Smith is still in school. Do you have any hobbies? Oh, my gosh, yes. And you know what? I'm due for a vacation. Julie Wakefield, are you in here? Maybe it's time to book something. Uh, my favorite, I've got two that I really love. I'm going to say three. Motorcycles. I love to ride. Scuba diving. Greatest thing on earth. And shooting guns. I love to shoot guns. My sister and brother-in-law live up on the Red River. And man, you can go up there and just literally walk outside their house and they've got a shooting table and you can set up and shoot across the river. It's a lot of fun. I love it out there. I'm going to jump over and chat real quick just because I see this pop by. Anthony Holmes says, most expensive job you've ever done. Well, I helped build Parkland Hospital, if you mean that. Just a residential service. I think we've had a residential service job approach $100,000. And literally it was a complete repipe of completely rotted out, busted pipe up under the house. And not a good thing. It's not one you want to wish on anybody. And I mean, you know, the bad thing is we have 40 to 60, $70,000 jobs all the time. So it's just, man, it's not good. It is not good at all. I have to remove waste and overflow plug from a shower. There you go. Okay, Arthur Gibbs says, today I had to remove a waste and overflow plug from a shower. Out with some 12-gauge wire. 12-gauge wire is now my new addition on the truck. Stronger than tie wire. Arthur, I've had my guys take a piece of seal floss and literally make a hook at the end. And, man, when you need it, it is great. Yeah. See, Bart, my favorite is hold my beer and watch this stuff. Or something real close to that. Back into the forum. Dylan Rickmeyer says, not sure what trade you're in. I love that. Since Shark Bites and ProPress look similar on the outside, and they really don't, could you use ProPress on a Shark Bite? I'm looking into plumbing and HVAC, but I can't find any apprenticeships in my area that don't need 1 year experience. You know, here's what I would tell you. And look, this is really a great question. And to me, they don't look alike because I see them all the time and I know what to look for. Now, when I talk Shark Bite, I'm not talking about the Shark Bite ProPress type fittings and pipe. I'm talking about the ones that literally you just push together and they don't come back apart. And they look a lot different. The thing about them is at the end of them, they have a little piece of plastic sticking out so you can push that plastic in and slide the pipe back out. So I see what you're saying by they look alike, but the Shark Bite that I'm talking about is literally a push together connection, meaning you've got a coupling about this long, you push two pieces of pipe in it and you can't really pull them apart. But the problem is they can still leak. So that's the Shark Bites that I have a problem with. So just so you know. Now about the apprentice thing, go again and look at my courses. Go take the free mini course. Go watch my videos about how to get a plumbing job. Literally look on TV, who's advertising around you. And I don't know what part of the country you're in or whatever, but normally the companies that are hiring or advertising on TV, they're doing the big construction jobs downtown where the cranes are. Depending on what kind of plumber you want to be, man, check it out because it can sure help you. Back in the forum, Randy Harden says, are you a member of Nexstar? I'm actually not. I've actually talked to some people at Nexstar. I've got friends that are in Nexstar. I've got plumbing company a HVAC company right down the street that is big in Nexstar. I've talked to them. I've talked to a lot of different people at Nexstar. I think that they offer some good things. I'm in another group that to me is as good or better. But I've never joined Nexstar. Are you in Nexstar? And if so, what do you think about it? Back in the chat. I like that. Michaela Batt says, plunger emoji should be for when the night bites have to get onto someone. There you go. They get plunged out or pushed down or shoved down the drain. Good answer. Thank you. I appreciate that. thumbs up on the vid. I tell you what, I hope y'all watch that video from today. The cool thing about it, and look, guys, if you want your plungers answered, if you want your plumbing questions answered, jump up to the top, go over to the forum, and ask your question over there. I'm trying to bounce back and forth, but really, I'm just kind of jumping over in the chat to say hello. I like that, Julie. If you're enjoying the chat, be sure to hit the like button. Here's the thing: is if you jump over in the forum, we know we've got it. I know I can see it and read it and all that, and they don't get skipped over. Man, I mean, I've already answered 31 questions. Not a bad deal. William Rosebrock, rather you than me. I'm building a van and try to escape this bloody island. We're all on big islands, man. What's the worst plumbing situation you've been in? I'll tell you one of the funniest. Remember the one we went and videoed where I'm holding the bucket, that Santee, and I was full of everything in the world. And man, this fitting was in a certain position. And I mean, I could look in it and see it was packed full of this brown gooey substance, I guess, a good way to put it. And for some reason, before we even grabbed a camera, I just grabbed a bucket and jammed the top of the bucket over it. And I mean, it filled the bucket up. And as soon as I did it, I'm hollering at Will I'm like, oh my God, we should have videoed this, because there is no way to reenact that. I mean, no way at all. Back over in the forum. Here we go. Question number 32. Jesse Karnacki is in plumbing. Hi and thank you. Fairly recently, I used an offset pipe wrench and it worked great. It made me ask, why would you need a regular pipe wrench if this will do the job of both? And a lot of times it will. Sometimes it's just, it's a leverage thing. It's an area thing. Can you get in certain areas? I've used both. I like the offset, but also I like a standard, but that's just what I was used to working with growing up. You know, I hate giving you the answer because that's what we've always used, but you know, in a way, sometimes that's what we get stuck with. I like the offset pipe wrenches. I remember when they first came out, I thought, man, that is smart, because you look at it and think, okay, the way that's built, man, the more I get down here, the more leverage it gives me. And that really is a very big possibility. Man, I don't know why you'd need both. I just know, look, I've been plumbing for years and I still carry both. So wish I could help you there. Jake from State Farm is in the house. You got to love that. Drywallers have a great job. They get plastered at work. And don't you be talking about Paul Peck that way. I don't even know. Is Paul Peck even in here? No,
he's not in today.
You know,
He's
that's
getting
something
plastered at work.
He's what? Yeah, he's getting plastered at work. Michaela, I like that. I like and share. You know, here's the cool thing is Paul Peck, the Urban Explorer. Man, every now and then Juliet Miranda jumps in. Every now and then Construction Cronies jumps in. There are some great people that literally jump in here and say hi and visit and talk. And there's nothing more that I can tell you. Neil says, who's Paul Peck? Just a guy, you know. He's not in here, so we can talk bad about him tonight. I will tell you, look, these are some great guys that do some wonderful things on YouTube. I love watching Neil's videos, and Neil's the Urban Explorer. If y'all don't know, sorry about that. The cool thing is, what I love about it is, man, these guys are fantastic. I love, oh, looky there. We were just, okay, everybody stop talking bad about Paul Peck. He just jumped in. Yeah, what I was saying though is, look, these are great channels to go look at, go subscribe to. These guys are doing wonderful things. And the neat thing is, man, we're plumbers. When we tear up sheetrock, Paul Peck teaches us how to fix it. So that's a good thing. Jesse, I hope that helps on your question. I don't know why we do both, but man, I'm still bad about it. I carry both with me. David Keys says, is it bad if my bathtub drain just ends under the house? Yeah. Yeah. If it's a pier and beam or even if it's a slab, it's going to lead to foundation problems. All that water, and I say that if you always use it, if you don't, it's just going to smell like raw sewage in your house. Uh, the bad thing about it is it literally will or can lead to foundation problems. And man, that's something nobody wants. Ugh. We know because we get to deal with it all the time. We get to see people dealing with it all the time. Next question is from Rob McElroy. There you go. How do you feel about smart water detectors like Flow by Moen? I got to tell you, and this is just me being honest, uh, Flow by Moen's okay. I was at KBiz talking to one of the plumbers that they had there. And here's my only problem is I've been working with another product, and I've got to tell you, I like it better. The thing about it is Flow by Moen cannot be installed underground. Flow by Moen has to be plugged in. Flow by Moen has to have Wi-Fi connection. And man, those things just don't work where I'm at. Not without a lot of work by a plumber. As we get further along, I'll tell y'all more about the product I've been working with and talking to because I'm trying to help them build the most amazing product there is. And man, they're pretty close. So, I mean, literally, you're going to have an app on your phone and you're just going to be able to touch a button and turn off the water. But man, if Flow by Moen could be installed underground, if it ran on battery instead of power, so you didn't have to have a power cord out there, and by being installed underground, it's got to be waterproof. Man, it'd be amazing. But there's problems there. All that is going to mess it up. And I had this problem in it, and the guy's like, well, it's just not for everybody. Well, it's for everybody around where I live. So, you know, why build a product? There's a new yard hydrant that literally mounts in the side of your wall. Say yard hydrant. A new frost proof that mounts in the side of your wall. Problem is the way they're designed that they don't have a backflow. I can't just change them out with a standard frost proof. I literally designed one that will work. Flew to Seattle to talk to them. They're like, well, you know, we want you to show us what you're talking about. We're not going to sign an NDA. We're not going to do I'm not going to show y'all what I'm talking about until we come to some kind of an agreement. Problem is, I could sell 1 million of them a year, and they don't know what they're doing. Anyway, got to be careful. There's a lot of good products out there. There's a lot of products people are not going to like. Kyle Bridges is not a plumber, but he says, should a laundry machine drain have a trap on it? Absolutely. Every drain should have a trap on it. And the reason being, if not, you're going to get sewer gas back into the house. That is not going to be good. Paul Peck, man, I like them emojis, brother. I'm just saying. You know, Kyle, look, you don't want sewer gases back in your house in any situation. But, yeah, they got to have it. Tajas Lawson is not sure what trade he's in. A machinist. There you go. What is the meaning of life? Man, when you know, be careful when you ask a plumber tough questions like that. Man, I got to tell you, and this is why I recruit people into the trades. Because truthfully to me, if you can live life helping people take care of their biggest investment, which is their home, and you can become that kind of plumber that literally helps them take care of it. And not just by taking care of their plumbing, but also by recommending good electricians, good roofers, good drywallers, and become that kind of plumber that says, look, I want to help you with all the aspects of your house by teaching you the right way to do things. It is huge. Mr. Leahy says, sitting on a roof during break watching this. You know, you got to love life. Next question in the forum. Joshua Muse Fox says, do you know Charles Hurst? Some people call him Sandy. He's an electrician. I can't say that I do. No, I don't. Is he in the Dallas area or something? Is this somebody I should know, or is this just a good joke I hadn't caught on to yet? You never know. But no, I cannot say that I do. Next question from Chad Squires says, when you install a new toilet sink tub, do you use the most expensive or cheapest, or do you go by brand? And really, this is a great question. Chad, here's what I'm going to tell you, and it makes it really easy because it's the customer's choice. And when a customer says, look, I want a new toilet, I don't just say, okay, you know what? I got a $5,000 toilet back there. Let's sell it to them. It is literally, what are you looking for? And most of the time I will tell them, like, you may want to go buy it. You can save money. Because remember, if I go buy it, number one, I got to spend time trying to figure out exactly what they're looking for or what they want. But I've also got to go get it, pick it up, bring it over, install it, all the stuff. And it just takes more time. So my thing is, look, I'd rather them already have it up there in the restroom ready to go. Man, makes our job so much easier. And we don't have to fight with them or argue with them about, well, look, you told me what you wanted. This is what, no, I didn't want that one. And man, we hear it. Daniel Riemann says, he's a plumber. Do you use fitting press in the United States? In Germany, we use press fittings for water, potable water, and heating pipes. I hope my translation is understandable. Man, you did good. Here's what I'll tell you, Daniel, is, and if you're talking press fittings like just pressed together, I don't. Pro press fittings where you've got a gun to press it and crimp it, we do. We still do a lot of solder. Here in the United States, we still do solder joints a lot, like every day. I think we pretty much braze, solder, flux, man, every single day. So I don't think that we're using press as much as other people around the world are, but I know more and more plumbers are because of labor and the fact that it cuts labor down because it speeds up the process. So I'm not using it, but I know a lot of other people are. Will, are they still picking on you?
No, we're good.
All right. Hardenall Jr. says, hey, new sub. No, not a new sub. Love your channel, bro. Love it. Next question in the forum. Ronald Kaizo, how we doing today in HVAC? I like that. What's the best way to find a leak that is hard to find? Got two different ways. And really they're both good. I have an ultrasonic leak detector where you can listen for air. So you may have to dry line out, blow it out, clear it, do anything like that. The bad thing about it is you can't always get to all those different areas. The other one is I've got some of the best leak detection equipment there is for water. So I don't know if you're talking for an air leak, since HVAC you may, but those are the different ways to do it. Ooh, Garrett Rush is in plumbing. I live in South Carolina. We have no union, and I've heard in past videos that if you are an apprentice, you have to have a license. Well, here my boss has told me that I work under his license as a contractor. Is this true, or is it different because it's a different state? Here's what I would tell you. Garrett, Will and I made a video here a while back, and literally we looked all this up. And I don't remember, but if I'm not mistaken, on the thumbnail of it, I'm holding up like a yellow piece of paper that says IRA plumber. And I think if you'll go in and find that video and watch it, I think that I cover what states you have to have a license in, what states you don't have to have a license in. But literally, you can get on Google and go to plumbing license South Carolina, and you'll be able to figure it out. Man, it's been so long since I've looked. I really, man, I wish I could tell you. IDK, I don't know, says, Roger Wakefield, are you going to be testing the As Seen on TV products? Yes, we are. I want you to know Julia's already got mad at me because I hadn't ordered all those yet. Uh, yes, we are. Most definitely. Now, we had a lot of people come in and say, look, I really did like these. Uh, thought that was pretty cool. So yes, we're going to be testing probably just about all of them. If there's any in particular y'all want tested, put it in the message, put it in the comments. Let us know. Will's kind of putting all that together, but yes, we are going to be testing. Cameron Williams is in roofing. Welcome to the channel. Says, question here, my aunt's house has a bathroom with a tub, and for years it's been flushed and drained slowly. Okay, it's been flushed and drained slowly for years. Any suggestions? Yeah, when you say it's been flushed, my question is like, have you gone in through the shoe and seen if there's any hair, gels, anything like that? Have you pulled the overflow and gone in through there to get down and get anything out of the P-trap? Is it a pier and beam house? Is it a slab house? A lot of different things. Cameron, here's the deal. If it's just that tub, it's probably right there. It's either in the waste and overflow or in the P-trap right below it. If it's not, it could be in the arm going over to the tub. Now, you can get a sewer snake, the handheld kind that you mount on a drill. Ridge makes a good one. We get them at the, I guess the last one I got at Ferguson.com. Go in and run it down through there, and it'll clean all that out. And, man, it's a great little $39, $49 investment. Oh, your Get Rid of Her not working no more? Okay. Next question, Andrew Rivera. How are you doing? Says, here in California, the HVA Service and Pipe Fitters Union seems to always fight over who gets the rights to the work. Is that something that happens in Texas? You know, it depends on, yeah, all the unions, and I said, if that's not true, we're lucky here because the local that I was in, they do plumbing, pipe fitting, welding, HVAC. And I say HVAC, there's another union for the HVAC, but all the companies over here, we all work together. Oh, I thought it said Grayson was putting time out. I was thinking, say, man, hard on Grayson tonight. You know, the unions over here really don't fight a lot. Man, we're pretty clear about what belongs to whose work. You know, the big problem is, to me, and guys, like, it's that time of year where you've got to go in and literally pick your politicians. And I don't want this to turn into a completely political chat or anything, but man, the thing is, there's people running for offices that don't support their plumbers. And I'm here in North Central Texas, and I'll just say it because, you know, we've got a lady running here in the area where my office is named Angie Chin Button for the Texas State House of Representatives. And here's what I'll tell you is, literally, when our license was up for fight back in January, she called me that day and says, look, I'm going to let you know right now, I'm on the floor at the House of Representatives, and I'm voting for you the way you told me I should vote on this. And I tell you what, we need to remember as plumbers that these politicians can affect our careers, and they do it all the time. So, you know, when unions start fighting and stuff like that, you know, everybody's looking out for their own self-interest. What I always tell you is, man, just make sure that y'all are looking at what's really going on and protecting yourself and looking out for yourself. And like I said, I don't want to get this into a political rant or anything at all like that. But, man, we've all got to quit fighting each other and look at who's fighting for us. And, again, I'll tell you, Andrew, the unions here don't fight a lot against each other, but make sure that if they're out fighting for you, that they're fighting for what you really want. Killing, plumbing, how are we doing? When it comes to poly pipe, I have ran into so many times, just can't be crimped and want to know what's your solution. Man, if it's polybutylene, here's what we do is we tell them we don't repair it. It needs to be replaced. We just don't mess with it anymore. We have literally gone out. I've gone out and spent almost 2 days making a repair. Felt so sorry for the guy. Only charged him for less than a day, and he still complained about the price. He said, all you did is that one little repair, and this is how much it is. And from that point on, I said, I will never repair it again. And matter of fact, they called about a year or two later, said, hey, we need to get that whole line replaced. I didn't, I ain't your guy. Told him, said, I'm sorry, I'm busy for the next 3 months. If you can do without water that long, I'll be happy to come look at it. Nick Riley, not in plumbing. I have old polybutylene pipes. That's what we were just talking about in my house, and I can't afford a complete repipe right now. Is it okay to use PEX fittings on poly B pipe without any special transition fittings? Man, if you have no choice, number one, I don't know that I'd use PEX. Man, a lot of different things. We were talking about, was it the Flow-Tite earlier? There's a lot of different things you can try. I would not try crimping it, because what happened, that old poly pipe, once chlorine got in it, it became brittle and it wants to crack. So, man, I would just be very, very careful. Next question in the forum. Kaur Nalki says, how hard is it to do plumbing underground and under sea level in the port? Because I saw a kitchen flooded. I got to tell you, number one, if you're underground and under sea, and look, they do it down in New Orleans all the time because it's below sea level. It can be done. I've never done it, so don't know what to tell you. But my thought is, up here when it rains, or when we dig basements or underground areas, and when I say basement, parking garage for a commercial building, a lot of times we'll have to de-water almost every day. So a lot of different things you can do, but man, that's just something we don't deal with a lot over here. At least I don't. Editor Grayson, are they being nice to you in here too? Are they? Good. Y'all keep it up. Omar says, I'm not sure what trade I'm in. I love that. Should I cap the copper supply lines running through my slab, or can I leave them open? I'm redoing the supply lines with PEX through the attic. Omar, what I'll tell you is, if every line under there is completely being disconnected, you don't have to cap them off. I probably would, but I'm just kind of anal retentive like that. I would want to make sure that in case anybody ever does try to tie back on or do something, it doesn't cause problems that I wouldn't want to deal with later. Jonathan Darley says he's a laborer. How are you? Man, that's a tough one there. Can't help you. Wish I could. Ben Zambo says, hey, Roger, I'm 14 years old and I'm looking into the trades. Is plumbing a good option? I got to tell you, I love plumbing. I really do. I think it's been good for me. It pays the bills, and it's fun. It's entertaining. If you really enjoy helping people and man, just working hard, it's really not a bad deal. So there's a lot of good reasons to get into it, but the good one is look, you're always going to get paid. You're going to get paid good. And I keep telling you that because of supply and demand and because of what all's going on, plumbers are going to be making a lot more money in the future. So get in it now, stick with it as long as you can, learn what you can, and you'll do good. Douglas Jones says, where should I begin to become a plumber? Watch these videos. They'll give you a lot of information here. It can tell you what you need to do to get in the trade. And the free mini course can tell you how to figure out what kind of plumber you want to be. That's a great place to start. Joe Smithsonian says, what tools should I use to remove roots from my sewer system if I do it myself? Number one, it's not just removing the roots, it's sealing up the pipe so you don't get them back in. There's sewer machines. There's root eating heads that you can put on sewer machines. There's chemicals that you can put down in there. There's a lot of different stuff. But the thing is, it's not just getting the roots out. It's how do you fix it later so they don't come back in there again. That's the hard part. Let me jump all the way down here. Go one more here in the forum real quick. Mike Hawks says, how do you become a true plumber? Man, I guess name your name Mike Hawk. Whatever it takes. Michael Leach says, are you going to show us how to plumb a bathtub? You know, we've done a bathtub rough a long time ago. Man, if I get one in anytime soon, absolutely, that would be a good one to do. That'd actually be a really good one to do. Storm says, and do you have to do math to be a plumber? Yeah, you do. You got to do a little bit. It's not real hard. We've talked about actually doing some videos about plumbing math. Plumbing math isn't really hard. It's just learning how to do it and learning how to do it the right way. You know, they've got calculators for everything in the world now. And when you're out on the field, you can use it. So, yes, not a bad deal. Associated Plumbers is out of here. Good to have you in here. Thank you for dropping in. And Soli says, hey, Roger, I want to thank you for all the insight into the world of plumbing. I'm considering taking an apprenticeship in my friend's company, but I wanted to know, is there a story behind the big wrench? You know, everybody needs a big tool. That's mine. So, you know, I wanted something that people would notice. And I think that really does work it well. I've got 4 of them, I think. I painted them. I've had them powder coated. I've done different things. That's just the one that ends up here. I've got, actually, the better one is at home. I need to bring it back up here. I took it for a photo shoot. But, man, it's a big pipe wrench. This is a great question. It says, and this is from Poya Nasri. Says, would you recommend premium tools or cheap budget tools for a beginner plumber? Here's what I'll tell you. Black Ghost Schwarzgeister, how are you? Good to see you in here. Here's what I'll tell you about tools. And I've had this conversation a lot of times. If you're buying high-end tools, and I say high-end, let's say just a little bit more expensive. What I would do is literally, my whole thing is, sorry, I was looking for something real quick. What I would tell you is go to a pawn shop. If you're wanting to buy a more expensive tool, first of all, look and see what it'll cost you for a cheap brand. Then find out what it'll cost you for a name brand at a pawn shop that you can afford. And the reason I say that is, look, most of these really good tools aren't too terribly expensive. But what I'll tell you is that your investment in your tools is going to be one of the biggest things that you ever spend money on. And you need to start doing this from the very beginning, because you need to start investing in you. And what I'll tell you is, the more tools you've got that you can do better work with, the better plumber you're going to be. Now, one thing that I like, and I talked about it earlier, I had the Milwaukee tape measure. I had the DeWalt adjustable pliers. I had the Raptor expandable extra wide adjustable wrench. And I had the Raptor levels, which I loved. Now, some of y'all have never even heard of the brand Raptor, but that's fine, because I have, and I've used them and they work good. So I know where I can spend my money. And the neat thing about it is if I was just starting out, knowing what I know now, I would buy brands like that. I would buy a brand like that I know is good quality. But then again, if I wanted a more expensive tool, I may go to the pawn shop and see what I can find there. Because look, in the beginning, man, going to the pawn shop to stock your toolbox isn't a bad deal. I mean, think about it. Some crooks, come over here and broken into my vans, and they're out selling my tools now to pawn shops, and that's where you're going to end up with them. But it is what it is. Kenneth Waters, you're right. That's a Ferguson special. But I'll tell you what, the Raptor tools, and I mean, we're going to be doing giveaways and giving some of that stuff away. So, what I'll tell you is it's Ferguson's in-house brand, but that's what I would call a budget tool for a beginner, but not a cheap tool. Because look, I've got them. I use them. I use the levels. I use the wrenches. I have no problem with them. And I've been doing this for 40 freaking years now, y'all. Man, what you say it quick? Crickets keep coming up my bathtub drain. Should I be worried? Yeah, you've probably got a break or a separation down in there. Is it a pier and beam or is it a slab? Great question. What about to do Texas plumber tasting check food? Well, it'd be a great video, just probably not on my YouTube channel. It's funny because when I do plumbing videos, it works great. When I try something else, not too good. Over 6 foot. Grayson, are you over 6 foot? Yeah, I didn't think so. See, that's so good. I just skipped right over that, and I'm getting better at this. I like this. Daniel Gersey says, huh? Oh, got one over here. I passed your shop the other day, looking good. Okay, so when you passed my shop, did you see the new plumbing vans? Man, we just got 4 new vans in. It's kind of nice. They look good. Actually working on a video tomorrow, maybe. Got to check and see bright and early. Yeah, man, we got some new vans in. We're excited about it. Things are actually going well. The plumbing company's doing great, and I love it. Fantastic. Okay, so today I installed new pipes. Old one worked, but new does not get water to the heater and other parts. What to do? Man, did you put in too much solder? I mean, there's a lot of different things that I would ask. What all did you put in? Can you go back and take it out and test it piece at a time? Or what can you do to figure out where your problem may be? We had a plumber actually go do something the other day and hooked up a sink, and he crimped a hose. And we had to go back and fix it. But the good thing is we did. So it works. Nestor says, can I be a plumber in trade school? Absolutely. And if you can be a plumber and get a job while you're working, where you're actually doing what you're learning, it is phenomenal. Talon is in the house. How we doing? Evitt Plumbing, training in Mesa, Arizona, says hello. Have you ever built a water park? Seems like a plumber paradise. Man, such a great question. Yes, I actually built Great Wolf Lodge at Grapevine here in just north of Dallas. Cool thing is we've reached out to them trying to get in there and video it because, I mean, I've been in all 4 of the mechanical rooms. It is a cool place. And, I would just love to go in there and get to video all that. It's a lot of fun. I mean, that is one of the neatest jobs I've ever done. You're right, plumber paradise. Not gangster paradise, but plumber paradise. It was cool. There you go, Grayson. Have fun with that. All right. Sengun. How do I convince my roommate to actually clean their hair out of the drain? I'm bald, so the hair isn't mine. I know that feeling. Every time my drain stops up, I tell my wife, you need to get in there and clean that drain out. It doesn't work. Here's the deal. Look, it is what it is. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be clean. Hopefully, you can figure out how to do it, or you know how to do it. That always helps a lot. I got to fix my clock on here, man. You got me messed up. So anyway, I'm having fun. How y'all doing?
Good over here. We're just looking at all the wonderful people hanging out today.
How many people we got in here now? How many people we got and how many thumbs up we
I'm
got?
showing 224 people in the chat, and I need to refresh real quick. Let me refresh and see how many thumbs up.
I know. I'm sitting here thinking
149 is what I'm showing.
man, that's bad. I got to get better
You're
at
doing
this.
something wrong.
I know it. I have got to get better at this. Let me turn my volume down here. That way I don't get in trouble. I love it. I'm just trying to jump in here too and see what y'all doing. All right. Yep, 217 and 149 thumbs up.
How many people here in the chat saw the video from this morning?
Man, I got to tell you that video this morning, number one, it was good. We know that we had a lot going on. I'm trying to jump over here and just see. Yeah, we did something right there. It must be the great editing because it's got 18,000 views in 6 hours. Not a bad deal. The cool thing is, man, we love that we're getting calls like that. And I want to say that, and that's not true. We love that people call us. We hate that they're calling to say, hey, look, I had 2 plumbers come out and they told me 2 different things and it's just not right. I know, 159 thumbs up and 219 in the chat. Something ain't right. I'm just saying. Seabart gave us a thumbs up. I love it. Man, this thing jumps. When it jumps, it jumps. I can't even stay there. I'm going to jump back over in the forum real quick. Christopher says, how often should you call a plumber to do maintenance, inspection, and drains and piping? I don't want to tell you need to call them often because I really don't think you do, but my thought process is if you're having problems or if you have problems often, run a camera every now and then, run a hydrojetter every now and then. There's a lot of different things that you can do to help clean your pipes out and make them work better and make them last longer. And, a lot of people say, well, it's not going to make them last any longer. I think if you got pipes that have gunk and gel and all kinds of funky stuff inside of it, building up on the inside of the pipe, or you run a hydrojetter through it once every year or two and rinse all that stuff out and run it down the drain, I think it'll make it do a whole lot better. So, my thought is always, if you've ever seen what pipes look like before and after, and again, there's another video, you can literally go through, especially PVC, and make it look almost brand new. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Neil says, come on, let's go to 200 thumbs up. Got 19 to go. Look, the cool thing is, guys, here's what I like. Number one, I hope that y'all like what we're doing. I hope that you're enjoying it and getting something out of it and things like that. The thing is, if you're not, all I ask is tell us why. Tell us what is it that we're doing or not doing that you wish we would do. We literally try to do great things and give you all the information you're looking for. Of course, I'm on the wrong video. I'm in the live here now. The thing is, we want to give you all the information you're looking for. And the only way that we can do it is to communicate with y'all. So when we get thumbs up, when we get comments, when we get questions, when we get all kinds of different things like that, it lets us know if we're doing what you like or not like. There you go. Paul says, be sure to hit the like button so you don't get flushed. I got to tell you, Paul, I think they've been flushing some people today. It's pretty funny. The 5 electricians downvoted. Electricians and handymen, they do it every time. When you talk bad about people in videos, they take it personally. Don't know why, but they do. Paul, how many subs you up to now? I think I sent a few your way today. Just asking. Kenneth Waters, listen to Grayson. I have to pay him extra every time he says that. Oh, wrong button there. I am trying to jump back over here in the chat. It says, Roger, what is the best reason to get into plumbing? And that's a good question. Tony, great question. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Number one, you don't have to be the smartest guy in the world. Look at me. Okay? And believe it or not, I'm not even joking there. But the funny thing is, it literally, I pretty much did this while I was still in high school, and I got pretty good at it. And then after I got out of high school, I knew that I wanted to get better, and I wanted to work harder, and I wanted to learn more. And then after I got in the union and started learning about how to do things, how to get more licenses, how to get more endorsements, how to get more value to the companies that I was working for, I realized the more I learned, the better I got, the more money I made. And to me, that's a great reason to get into plumbing. And people say, well, look, I'm not real smart, or, I have a hard time learning, or I have this or that. Look, you learn to ride a bike, you learn to tie your shoes, you can learn to do anything. And at one point, those things were hard. But here's what I'll tell you is, you learn plumbing by getting in there and working and doing it every day. You don't learn it by just sitting home reading a book. You don't learn it just by sitting home watching these videos. You literally, you get in here and you do it. And as you do it, and as you learn and you grow, the more you learn, the more valuable you are to the people you work for. Now, think about this. If you don't learn, if you don't get any better, if you just keep doing the exact same thing that you've been doing, why are you going to be worth more money? Why are you going to be worth more value? So to me, this is one of the coolest things and reasons that it's great for anybody to get into plumbing. And if you go in and you look at it and say, hey, look, 5 years from now, all these old plumbers, and I'm not far from that, but all these old plumbers are going to be getting out of the trades. And all these new young plumbers that are getting in 5 years from now are going to be journeymen. And that's where they're going to start to grow. That's where they're going to make more money, because now they get in, they start gaining more knowledge, they start gaining more value, and they start doing more. I talked about this earlier. If you become the best plumber you can be, and you start in the very beginning with that mindset of, look, look, I had somebody send me an email today, said, oh my gosh, I went in and looked at all the endorsements and licenses that you have. And he said, man, I just want to say congratulations. That is wonderful. And I think I'm one of 18 or 19 plumbers in Texas that has every license, every endorsement. And the cool thing about it is it's not hard to do. I just knew that I wanted to get that education. So why is it good to get into plumbing? Because somebody like me, who's a C student in high school, can literally get out and become really good at it. And it's something you learn to do. It's not anything you have to be amazing at to start out. You walk in knowing nothing. But if you want to, and it's entirely up to you, but if you want to, you can become the very best plumber in your area, in your state. I mean, where do you need to be the best plumber? You're only going to work right around in your area. So if you can become known as the best plumber in your area, man, your phones are going to ring. I mean, when people call me and say, hey, who's the best electrician you know? That's what they say. It's not, hey, who's the cheapest electrician or who's the worst electrician? They always say, who's the best electrician you know? And that's what you want to be. You want to fill that role. So that's kind of a little rant, but that's the reason that this is great to get into. Anonymous, what is your worst plumbing story? Man, there's so many of them. Worst jobs, man. We've gone in and taken over jobs for other companies that literally did not know what they were doing. The only one that really I ever really refused to do, I literally walked into some Section 8 housing to unstop a toilet. And I mean, as soon as I turned into the unit, I mean, the smell blew my mind. And the closer I got, because they literally just like, they never even got off the couch. They just pointed. I mean, when I walked up, the door was open, the windows were open, and I walked in, they just pointed. They didn't even get up. And I walked in and I saw a toilet that had chocolate fudge coming up and out and all over it. And I'm just like, yeah, And that was back when we didn't have phones. I went out to the truck, called my company, and said, hey, y'all need to send somebody over here. I ain't doing this. And they said, yeah, you are. You're there. I said, no. They said, you ain't got no choice. I said, oh, you're going to be surprised. And I took my other choice. Money shot. No, I'm not a Freemason. I know a lot of people that are. I think it's a great group. I believe in a lot of things that they do. I love studying them. That's actually pretty cool. Daniel Salazar says, Roger, I'm an apprentice plumber for Texas. 5,000 hours on my card. Thinking about getting my tradesman. What's the best review book to get so I can be ready for the written test? Daniel, that's a good question. Number one, I'd ask where you're located because, look, I always send people to the UPC study guide. I think it's a phenomenal book if it's used right. The cool thing about it is nowadays, man, there's so many testing companies out there that prepare you for the test. And man, these guys, some of them actually helped write the test back when it was created. So it's kind of hard for me to tell you. I can tell you that I have all my guys look at and study the UPC study guide. I've got a video on how to do it and the right way to do it and yada, yada, yada. The crazy thing about it is it works. I've got a guy, actually, he's probably in Austin already taking the test tomorrow. So, man, if you've got 5,000 hours, yeah, I would say get in there and do it. Neil says, Paul Peck, you should get on to Daryl and have Mr. Beast buy a rundown house and YouTube tradesman. There you go. Fix it up and give it away. I like that. Kenneth Waters said, I saw someone flood a hospital basement. I'll tell you one of the best ones I ever heard about is actually a plumber that I worked with in the union was talking. He was working late at a job trying to get a test done, and they were having, and this job was almost done, but they were having an investors banquet. And remember, this is before the job is complete, turned over, no CO, no nothing. And literally, they've got tables, tablecloths, food, all kinds of stuff. And they are testing the storm risers. And literally they had, I think he said it was a 12-inch test ball blowout, maybe a 10-inch test ball blowout. He hears it and he comes running down the stairs. And he said literally when he hit the stairs to go into the basement, water was already 3 foot deep. And he said, I turned around and walked back up. He said, there was no point in walking down there with all them upset people. Me, man, that can be about as bad as it could get. Jump back in the forum here for a second. Camden says, my boyfriend just moved into a new apartment. Anything he should do in terms of maintaining his bathroom, specifically the toilet, buy anything or whatever. Yeah, I like that. Number one, Camden, for your sake, just keep it clean. That's for him to do for your sake. Really, man, if you just keep them clean and stuff like that, it'll keep them from getting a funky smell. Make sure they clean up under the rim. There's a lot of different things like that. If he really wants to impress you, buy a bidet toilet seat. If he's got an electrical outlet there, buy it. Because I'm telling you, I've got one at my house. I love it. It's a whole different world. But other than that, not a lot. Sam says, eating healthy is really tough as a service plumber, and maintaining a healthy weight is tough. Fast food, junk food, and other trash is so easy to eat. What do you do to try to be healthier in life? Thank you, Sam. I got to tell you, number one, you're right. It ain't easy. Number two, and look, we don't all always stay healthy. And what I mean is, just here in the past couple of weeks, I've started getting up every morning, working out again. This morning, I walked 4.25 miles before work. Yesterday, or the day before, I did 6.5. It's you do what you can do, and you've got to find time and make time to do it. If you're not going to make time, it's not going to happen. But you've got to figure out what you've got to do and what you can be consistent at, and find a way to build it into your schedule. And that's a big deal. Eating healthy is hard. You've got to either plan your meals and carry your lunch if you want to eat healthy, or know what to order when you get to restaurants. What can you order that is good, but it's not really bad for you? And then be careful at home. I hadn't seen Julie's name go by. I think she's gone. Julie loves bringing me these Thin Mint cookies. And if any of y'all have ever had Girl Scout Thin Mints, they're my favorite. I can literally sit and eat a box at a time. 2 if I'm hungry. 1 if I'm just snacking. There's a gluten-free brand because Julie and I both try to eat gluten-free. And literally, the day I tell her, hey, I'm going on a diet again, I'm going to start working out, I'm getting on the treadmill, she will come in with like 10 boxes and say, hey, they had your cookies, so I got you some. Love her to death, but oh my gosh. Man, those are tough. I can eat way too many. Tom VR, welcome to the Tuber Turds. It's good to have you here. Man, the member thing's going good. I don't know what number we're at right now. I know that there's a way to get in there. And now, Urban Explorer, I'm a serial snaker. Plumbing snake, that is. The funny thing is, I don't know what our numbers are up to, but Will and I were talking about it earlier. We've got to figure out how many.
Just to let you know, we currently have 18 members.
18 members. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what number, because here's what we're doing for our members. The first thing we're doing for our members. I love that. Ken Kramer says, I hate passing those evil children peddling their evil wares at the grocery store. I never escape without 5 or 6 boxes of Thin Mints. Man, I got to tell you, oh my God. I used to buy them a case at a time because I knew if I didn't buy a case, I was going to be coming back real quick. I'd buy a case and throw them in a freezer and eat them like that. Oh my God, my favorite. I'm gonna have to, Julie, will you pick me up some cookies on the way home? That's bad. The funny thing is, 18 members. Will and I were talking earlier, trying to figure out how do we set it up, because the first hour of our live stream, we're going to set it up where the members can come in and ask questions, and that way we know theirs get answered first. This forum helps a little bit. It was literally easy to. I like the snakes there, Paul. It was literally easy to get in here and ask questions, and pretty quick. It scrolls through pretty quick. And I know Will was always waiting on me to clear it out or finish and stuff like that. When I see how many there are and how many I've got to go and whatnot, it does. I guess it makes it easier for me to focus on it. But we're always trying to do things better. And that's why I tell people all the time is, look, tell us what we can do better, what you see, because we may not see it. We may be caught up in the normal everyday everything and not see it. So anytime you see something that we can do, let us know. Ken Kramer, members don't get a discount on services. We're giving them a discount on a membership. We actually marked them down, I think, or something. It sounded good, didn't it? Didn't it?
Welcome Talon to the Tuber Turds.
Oh, looky there. Man, we're almost at 20. Getting there quick. Talon, welcome. Good to have you here. I like that. So what do y'all think? we went to the forum questions. Do y'all like that or not? I think it's a good thing. It helped a lot. There you go. Fast Winston says Roger was always told growing up that pipes need regular cleaning with chemicals, boiling water, and vinegar. Any truth to this at all? I don't know that I'd pour boiling water down it. If it's cast iron, it's a possibility. It won't mess that up. The cool thing about it is, look, I've seen inside of some of the worst freaking plumbing pipes ever. But what I'll tell you is, even that, it's not horrible. I do like the idea of the vinegar maybe. I've seen them use that to clean out drains like your pop-up assembly, pouring baking powder and vinegar down the drain to clean it out. Look there, Neil number 20. Way to go, Neil, man. That's playing it right. The cool thing is though, and I can't wait to get to the point where I can see Neil and Paul Peck and all these guys in person again. You know, we were in LA last year, and it was a year ago. Pretty crazy, but I'll tell you what, it was so cool because the neat thing about it is, man, you meet these people online, you deal with them online, you talk to them online all the time, and then you get over there and you see them, and it's like best friends. So, guys, I'm ready. It's funny. I know I saw both y'all in Nick's live the other day. It was great to just get in there and see so many people all the time. This is a really good question. Brian Smith says, I was wondering what's the process for becoming a union apprentice. The neat thing is, like, you first of all, you go in and apply. You go in and you talk to them. You tell them why you want to become an apprentice. And I've talked about that in a lot of my videos. What all does it take? How do you do it? What's the interview process? What kind of questions are they going to ask? So there's a lot of things in there that'll really help you out. But first of all, I would say go take my free mini course. And the reason I say that is that the questions that they're not going to ask you are the ones you really need to know. And once you're in there, it's going to be a little bit too late because you need to know, do you want to do residential or commercial? Because they normally just teach commercial. You also want to know, do you want to do new construction or do you want to do service? Because normally they just teach new construction. And, then if you want to be union or not, that's up to you. There's benefits to both sides, and I've got videos about that. But the first thing you should do is go watch that free mini course because it's literally going to help you figure out what kind of tradesperson you may want to be. And Hillbilly Hard says, do you fix your own vehicle? I normally do. Now, not on my plumbing trucks. A lot of times I put them in the shop just because it's easy to get things done. And yes, Neil, Uncle Paul and Uncle Roger, we're here. Random Fast Shredder says, oh, it jumped on me. Sorry, I found out the pipes in the water treatment plant are pig iron, along with all the water mains in town. 5 years, the plant is going to replace all the mains in the town. Thoughts and the WTP. Did I need to clear something, or did you?
I accidentally made something pop up over there. I was just getting it off your screen.
Can you get me a refill there, please, sir? Thank you. Yes, sir. Water, like I have anything else here? I know I don't want any Diet Coke. Have a super chat from Victor Leduc. How are you? What do you think about PEX versus multi-layer water lines? That's a good question because we really hadn't got into doing the multi-layer over here. I've seen it, and I want to learn more about it. And luckily, now that I'm doing things with Ferguson, I'm going to get the opportunity to do some cool stuff. Grant Odell, I'll jump right back over there, Victor. Grant Odell says, how do I find your course? If you go to my YouTube channel, go to the top right corner, Plum Study. Isn't the link to the free mini course in there, Will?
Yeah, it's in the description of all of our videos, even this live.
Okay, cool. So also, Grant, check the description out down there. Man, it is beer 30, I promise you. So Victor, here's the deal. I've seen the multi-layer lines in some of the plumbing books and stuff like that. I have never used them over here. Thank you, Grayson. I've never used them over here, but I've seen them and I'm wanting to. I'm one of these guys. I want to check out everything. I want to find out all the new toys, all the new gadgets, this, that, and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't yet. Tell me this, Victor, what brand are you using or have you used? And what do you think about it? PEX, look, we've got that. I have no problem with it. I actually think PEX is great if the plumbers are smart enough to oversize it. That way they don't create a flow restriction. Bad thing is a lot of them won't do that. I'm going to love that one. So anyway, Victor, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Random Fast Trader says, Random Fast Reader, make sure I got that right. Watch it. I love this. Thoughts on whole home water filters. I love them. We've actually got one in at my house. The funny thing is, I probably wouldn't have done it, but one of my guys saw that I was drinking bottled water all the time. He said, man, you need a water filtration system. Well, what we did is we checked around, and I'll tell you right now, we use Flowtech, and check it out, because we put a Flowtech in at my house, and literally, I don't remember what I did. I worked late that night, but there was a note when I got home that says, okay, Roger, I know you drink bottled water, which Mountain Valley. I know you drink bottled water, but fill up a bottle of tap water and a bottle of Mountain Valley and taste them and see if you can tell the difference. And I got to tell you, the Flowtech system that we used, it was phenomenal. I loved it. Neil Grayson has never missed. I can't even believe you put that in there. You must not know him. Oh, man, it's a tough life I have to live. Brian Smith, go check it out. I think it'll help you a lot. I got a lot of videos there that'll basically answer those questions for you. And Brendan James says, I have cast iron piping in my house and it gets clogged in the walls a lot from the lavatory. I use a drain snake, but are there any substances that aren't corrosive to cast iron I can use? You know, and I almost like the idea of the baking soda and vinegar for something like that to kind of help clean it. Drain snakes really normally work the best. Do you by any chance have a condensation line draining into that lavatory? That tends to happen a lot, that a condensation drain, all that gunk, gel, sludge that builds up, it is horrible. And man, it'll fill up a drain quick. Not good at all. Random Fast Reader, I hope that helped you. Look, I love the whole house water filter. It, to me, and this is how it was put to me back whenever I first started looking at them and doing research. It literally told me that taking a shower, your body absorbs enough chlorine like drinking 8 glasses of swimming pool water. And I thought, that's just not what I want in my body. And whenever I used to be a hairstylist, a cosmetologist, man, I knew that that's not anything you want in your hair. It's not good. And Neil, don't be saying anything about me being a cosmetologist either. Black Ghost Schwarzgeister says, one day we did new radiators and the whole house was heating like crazy, but last 2 had no water. Tried like everything and we don't know what to do. Now, what I'd go to the last 2 and blow them back, see if there's something clogged up in the line. Not saying that'll help, but it's an idea. And let me see. People are throwing stuff at me in the studio. It's not good, y'all. We are looking. Tell me this. How many of y'all are working in plumbing right now? And the reason I ask that is we're always looking for plumbers. And I say always, I'm looking for the best of the best. And I don't mean that bad, don't mean that in any way, but I know what it takes to get people in and do the job perfectly every time, and how to sell that to a customer that may not understand that's really what they need. And I don't mean sell it to them, but make it make sense to them. So anyway, just checking. How many of y'all are in plumbing and really love what you do? Because I thoroughly enjoy this every single day. Clay Melton says, I'm remodeling my bathroom. I have a 5-piece shower kit. The fiberglass pan needs to be supported. What would you recommend under the pan? Sand, Quikrete, or whatnot? Thanks in advance. Great content. And I would probably put Quikrete, because when I set it, and I don't do a lot of those pans, I normally put in put in a vinyl shower pan when the studs are up, then let the tile guy come in, build a mud base, and let him tile it. I don't do a lot of the pans. I've done them in the past. But, man, to be honest, I love the vinyl shower pans and let the tile guy do his job. It makes everything work so much better. Great way to look at it for me. Ooh, wrong button there. Go right here. And Sean Kessler. Would it be worth it for me to learn a trade, even if it may not be my career path? It really depends. And it depends on what your career path is. My thought is, look, learning the trades has been so good for me. It has been, literally, it's given me a wonderful life. I became a father at a young age. I was able to, raise my son well, take good care of him. Oh, did it just get dark or something? I actually hit the control button. It's like something dimmed. I was like, uh-oh, what happened? See what happens when you get eye surgery? It's crazy. The neat thing about it, though, it really depends on what you want to do. Sean, the deal is, I don't know what kind of career you've got planned or what you want to do, but I had a guy send me a message one day that says, look, I'm thinking about becoming an engineer, but I want to be a plumber first, or I want to study to become a plumber and then go and become an engineer. And I thought, that makes sense. You could tie that together. And he says, well, I want to be a civil engineer. I'm like, well, then why be a plumber? Now, if you're wanting to be a mechanical engineer, I can understand that. But it didn't make a lot of sense to me. So anyway, different ways to look at it. It really depends on what you want to do and how you want to do it. Got a super chat from Victor again. Thank you very much. The most famous brand for multi-layer in France is Comap. After a quick Google search, I think it is available in the U.S., not started in plumbing yet. So I guess they're using it for radiant heat. Cool. Yes, we only live stream Mondays from 3:30 to 5 or 3 to 5:30. We may end up doing another one. Those of y'all that don't know, we do have another YouTube channel. Jump on over to The Trade Talks. I hear Will typing, I think, so I'm assuming he's putting it in there. The thing is, we don't have any videos up yet, but they're coming. We've actually got the first one done. I've got to get help lining up the rest of my podcast people for it. But the other channel is called The Trade Talks, and it's going to be about all the trades. And we got some really neat things we're working on, but we're also looking at live streaming over there too, once we get things up and going. So Andre Ryan, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Great having all y'all in here. So what other plumbing channels do y'all watch? And I say that because I know that we've got a bunch of other plumbers in here. The cool thing about it is, I look at some of the other plumbing channels too. I like to see what they got going on, what they're doing, how they do it, and things like that. So my question to you is, what other channels do y'all watch? Did you say something? Oh, what other channels do y'all watch? And I say that because whenever I ask y'all, hey, what are we doing right? But also, if we're not doing something right, what are we doing wrong? The reason I asked that, there you go, Neil. Thank you for putting that link up in there. I appreciate that. Plumber Part Suck channel. That's kind of funny. I've seen that channel actually more than once. You know, and yeah, Stephen Levimonary, I've watched him. Yep. Kenny Molotov, Chuck Barron. And that's about it. After watching you, do we really need to watch any other channels? You know, Corey, look, I like that because my thought is I do. I like seeing what other people are doing because I think that we're trying to do things really, really well. And that's why I always ask, you know, look, what do y'all want from us? What could we do better? If we do things wrong, what do we do wrong? But also, yeah, Ken Kramer, you got it, the drain addict. Yeah. Hey, I saw Will nod. It's like, yeah, you saw it about the same time I did. But Corey, here's the thing: is we try very hard to give people great information, to do great things. We constantly talk about what videos can we do better, what cameras can we do better, what studio can we do better, everything at all. What could we do? C. Martin says, I blame Roger for my drain addict addiction. You need to go over there and tell him that I sent you over there. It's funny. Kenneth Waters says Chase Lyles. You know, Chase is just getting started. Kenneth, I hadn't even got to see what all's he doing on YouTube right now. I literally just saw a message. God, I think it was Saturday morning at breakfast that he was going to start doing a live or something like that. Dylan Marking says, is ABC a good program? ABC used to be really good. They used to do a lot for contractors. It was more commercial, more bigger, like big commercial new construction jobs. I don't know what all they're doing right now. Since I've got out of the big commercial work, I hadn't done a lot of that. Roger's the Plumbing King. I love that. Yes, it was. Guess he got tired of it. Okay, so I have not seen anybody do plumbing videos the way we're doing them. I think we do a lot of things different. Neil says I watch a few van channels, but not many of them are as good as me, but have more subs, and I don't mean that big headed. You know, Neil, look, Plumber Parts has more subs than me. I still think we're doing things really, really well. Stephen Levimonary used to have more subs than us. Most everybody used to have more subs. I think even Kenny Molotov had more subs than me. Whenever, as a matter of fact, I know he did. You know, whenever we first started growing on YouTube, I literally went out and searched every plumbing channel I could find, started documenting where they were, what they were doing, how they were doing it, what we could do better. And I say me, I was doing it, Will was doing it. I mean, we're all doing it in our own way. But the funny thing is, we just keep focusing on, look, what can we do to get better? What can we do to do what we're doing, but even better? And I don't go watch the other channels anymore. I used to go in to see what they were doing. Once I figured out what we were doing was working and people were liking it and enjoying it and coming back for more, it's like, you know what? We got this. I don't need to worry about what other people are doing. I need to worry about me. And it really worked out a lot for us. I got a plumber in Austin. He's texting me trying to figure out where his test is. I love that. That's pretty good though. Cole Ellis just submitted a super chat. Thank you very much. Cool. I am jumping in there right now, Cole. So thank you very much. And you know, guys, look, what we do, I bounce back and forth. I don't ever want to miss anybody. So I appreciate that.
And just a heads up, it's 5:20, so there's about 10 minutes left.
Yeah, got 10 minutes left. I will make sure that I get through all these questions. I don't have a lot of them left in here. If you've got a question real quick, I'd get it in now. If not, don't worry about it. Come back next week. Sean Kessler says, would it be worth it for me to learn a trade? Oh, I already did that one. Jump up to here. Art Salazar. Roger, wanted to get your thoughts on AAVs in school. I live in Colorado and we are IPC and noticed almost every new school is using them over roof vents. You know, it's funny because I've never seen them used on a roof vent. You know, I don't know why that they'd use them. I mean, look, the vent is out the roof for a reason. And me, God, we've been plumbing for however many years. We've always run them out the roof and never had anything on them. I don't know why it would be a big deal to put an AAV on them, but an air admittance valve, I mean, inside, yes, but not out on a roof. To me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense. But you're in Colorado? Yep. No idea why. Unless a plumber just one day thought, hey, this is a great idea. Imagine the manufacturers are saying, hey, guys, this would be a great idea if y'all did that. Chris Ellis. Cole Ellis. Chris Ellis. Same person. Got it. Not in the trades. Roger, looking into replacing gray polybutylene with PEX and doing an attic reroute. Water main a foot from the house is CPVC. Live in southern coastal North Carolina and not sure if having part of the water main coming up from the ground exposed to the air would be acceptable or jackhammer up through the foundation slab on grade. Could we just insulate the new exposed pipe or is it a huge risk? You know, what I would do, I would check on local code. And I guess you go by Cole. Here's why. They may not legally allow that. And my thought process here is what I would do, I would probably tunnel under the house to an interior wall, drill up in the wall and come up in the wall and get up in the attic to where you can insulate everything. You know, a piping reroute on a house, it's a lot of work, but it can be done in a couple of days with the right crew and the right people and the right materials. But yeah, getting rid of that PB is a big thing. Finding out how to get it in the house, that may be the harder chore. What we've done before is tunneled up under a house about 10 feet to hit an interior wall, came up into the attic and went from there, and it really helped a lot. Yep, I see it. I'll make that one go away. Tom says, I work at a wholesale plumbing company, and I've pointed a few homeowners to your videos. Thanks for the great content. Number one, Tom, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. And guys, that's what we make the videos for, is to literally teach people about plumbing, about what we do, about how we do it, and about things they need to be on the lookout for. Mason Hollier says, hey, you're a new one. I love it. Sweeter, maybe, but not Studer. Okay, I got a couple more here. Vincent says, hi, Roger. I'm finishing my plumbing school in a few months. For a future apprentice, you advise me to go in what field? Commercial or service from Quebec? Number one, I love that. Congratulations. And man, I think it's neat that y'all have school set up, school, uni, whatever it is y'all call it, set it up to get your education like that. Tell me this, if you can just jump in the chat. How long have you been doing it? How long have you been going to school? Here's what I would tell you. Go to my free mini course. And look, it's free. It's mini. It's not going to take you very long. But I ask you the questions there. Okay. Mr. Games and Watch. I see the caps. You've been on the whole time. Hello. What's wrong? So the funny thing is, what I would tell you is that mini course is going to ask you questions. I can't tell you which way to go because I don't know what you like, what you enjoy, or what you're wanting to get out of it. You know, my thing is there's reasons to be union. There's reasons to not be union. There's reasons to be commercial. There's reasons to be residential. There's reasons to do service and new construction. And I don't know what it is you're wanting to get out of it, but in those videos, I'll ask you questions and you can figure out what you want to do and which way you want to go. John is in plumbing. Apprentice here. I know an apprentice is seen and not heard, but what do you do when one of your journeymen drives you up the wall? Current plan: hit bricks when I get home. Uh, you know, what's he do to drive you up the wall? Or what does she do to drive you up the wall? Because I work for female journeymen too, or with them. Oh, God, I love cold water. You know, the here's the deal is I don't know how big a company you work at. If you could politely ask to work with other journeymen so you could learn a different way, style, technique, whatever it is. The very first plumber that I worked for was a pain. He literally parked half a mile down the road. I had to carry his toolbox. I mean, I can't. This is one of those. I walked uphill to school in the snow both ways, and I had no shoes. It was almost that bad. But I get it. It really was almost that bad. So I've been there. All I can tell you is, look, I learned. A lot of times, what we learn from a plumber is what kind of plumber we don't want to be. And that's one that you've got to figure out and see how to do it. Michelle Walker says, can't turn on the water under the kitchen sink. Valve is stuck. How to unstick? Number one, know how to turn it off out at the street just in case. But a lot of times you can take a pair of slip joint pliers and use those. Be very careful though, because maybe it'll break, or maybe it is broke. You may want to go turn the water off at the meter and then try it just to see if you can get it loose. You may also want to stick a bowl under the stop, take it apart if that's the valve you're talking about, and open it up and drain it so that you can completely rebuild it. Michelle, thank you for asking that question. I like that. Yep, I just saw that pop up. Says Diego Juan, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All I got to say is the Hulk Hogan stash is amazing. No, his is not amazing. This one is amazing. I work on mine a lot harder than he does. And mine actually looks a lot neater and trimmer and cooler. His is just like I'm not even going to say what I started to say. Neil. Yeah, the Hulk has a Roger stash. I love that, Neil. Neil, I tell you what, I know I said it earlier. I am really ready for you and Paul live in person again. Hanging out with you guys is amazing. Guys, thank you for all the questions in the form tonight. I hope y'all liked it that way. That really helps us a lot. It makes it easier. Number one, it's a great way to collect emails, but it's a great way to literally scroll through, see y'all, see what you're doing, and find out what trade you're in. Are you a plumber? Are you not? That helps me too. The neat thing about it is look, I love doing this. We get to jump in here. I want to say thank you to Paul Peck, Neil, the Urban Explorer. Look, if y'all have not subscribed to the Urban Explorer and Paul Peck, do so. We've got other people that normally jump in here, Juliet Miranda, a lot of different people. And man, it's great seeing all the people that do. I know that Juliet will be live in about an hour and a half talking about bourbon and whiskey. You got to love it. The neat thing is we had so much fun. Julie says, thank you for a chat today. Hope you all have a great week. See you next Monday. See, and I'm probably in trouble because remember that comment I made earlier? I thought she was gone. I'll be paying for it. Anyway, those of y'all that are here, do me a favor. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't, man, leave a comment and tell me why. I know. Paul, we got to fix this Urban Explorer guy. I can't believe the moderators hadn't caught him yet or anything. It's kind of tough. Tolerate him because he's a pest. We got a question? Okay. Oh, wait, answer me. I have not seen your question. I answered everyone in the forum. Wait, there's two more now. If you just now put one in, see? Did you really ask one, Neil, or Grayson, or is that you? No, that's a real person. Jacob Smith says, is the union test hard for plumbing? Is it better to do school? Oh, I just go straight in. I wouldn't study to try to get in the union. And then Nathan Walker says, I have a quarter-turn ball valve on my main shutoff. When I turn the water off to the house, I still get a trickle from my faucet that runs for hours without stopping. Plumbing is in the slab. You may have to shut it off at the meter. You may have to disconnect it to get it to drain down. Nobody asked any more questions in the forum. We're done there. And I'm going to jump down the end. Look, Mr. Okay, well, if it's on the chat, I can't scroll back up and find it. So if you got a quick question, I'd say put it in right now. If not, come back next week, and maybe we'll answer it. And if it was one of those silly questions that got deleted, that's the problem. So I'm sure you're everywhere. I think that's great. I've answered every question in the forum, which is where you were told to go ask one. So if you didn't, I'm sorry. Mason Holly, where do I send pictures? Send pictures and videos to video@rogerwakefield.com. Carson Goodman, these started 2.5 hours ago. We start at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time and go till 5:30. And you put a space in there after video. It's video@rogerwakefield.com. Take a trap apart. We've got a video for that. Guys, it is 5:32. We're actually going over. Yeah, you're good. Anyway, guys, I hope you've had fun. It has been a pleasure for us. All I can tell you is come back and watch us again. We'll be here again next week. And if you hadn't seen us, go over to, we've got another YouTube channel called The Trade Talks. You definitely need to check out the new things we've got coming up on Instagram and on TikTok with our new girl, Liz, short for Elizabeth. So we're getting ready to have fun, guys, do things in other places. If you hadn't been over and checked it out, do. If you have, cool. Sign up, follow us. You got some cool stuff coming up. Hope y'all have enjoyed this. We've enjoyed it. Thanks to Will, Grayson, Liz, Neil, and Paul, and Julie Wakefield, my boss. Thank you for allowing me to do what I do. And yep, see y'all on the bourbon-soaked rant here in a little while. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.